Hi all, as per the title, today I'm going to talk about minoxidil, but before I dive into the subject, I just want to let you know about myself because you might not be aware of that because I've never talked about it on my YouTube channel. I am studying trichology, which is the science of scalp and hair disorders. Basically, a trichologist sees you as a whole. We don't separate the problem and you. When you come to a trichologist, we try to find the source of the problem. We don't treat symptoms. We try to go into the source of the problem. A typical trichologist visit, you have all your history taken, even your parents, loads of questions, nutrition, and also a trichology look at your scalp and hair under microscope. Now, why am I doing this video? It was requested in the different forum that I'm part of, and also because it seems there's loads of misunderstanding about minoxidil. Sometimes I see comments and I read stuff that makes me cringe, makes me scream inside, but hey, that's why I've decided to do the video. Now, before I talk about minoxidil, I would like to explain you a little bit about some hormones. So, I have a lovely diagram here. In our body, male and female, we all have male hormones, testosterone. Now, when the testosterone mix with an enzyme called 5-alpha reductase, it creates what is called dihydrotestosterone, which is the most powerful male hormone, which causes trouble. Trouble with prostate, trouble with hair. Why? Now, the DHT, in short, it circulates in our blood, then suddenly decides to start and attack our hair follicle. Why does it happen? 3 factors: genetic, hormones, and so toxic, and what we put in our body as well. So that's the 3 main factors. Now, how does minoxidil help? Before I get into that, first of all, when the DHT cause trouble, it's when they decide and come and sit and position themselves at the base of the hair follicle on top of the androgen receptors. We have 100 androgen receptors. They position themselves on top of all those androgen receptors and stop them from doing their job. The job of the androgen receptors is to provide nutrients and oxygen to the hair bulb. So once that has been stopped, they can't do it anymore. There's no nutrition coming. The oxygen supply has been cut off. That hair follicle start producing thinner and thinner hair, as you can see in the diagram. So the follicle will end up producing very thin hair, and in the long term, if it's not treated, because the DHT is creating pressure around the follicle. So let's say that's how the follicle is base. The DHT is creating pressure, the follicle is closing to the point where it completely closes, and once the follicle has been closed, no hair can come out of it. That's it, it's finished. Your next step is to look for implants. Now, the way minoxidil helps, excuse me because I'm looking at my bullet point just to make sure that I don't miss anything. How does minoxidil work? Minoxidil works on the derma papilla, which is down here. Minoxidil doesn't work on the epidermis, which is our scalp, the visible part, what you can see with your naked eyes. It works in this leaving area, especially in the derma papilla. So it comes and push the DHT that sat on top of the androgen receptors. Now, people saying, oh, I've used minoxidil and once I stopped it, my hair started falling out again. And I think there's some warning on some minoxidil bottles that says, you know, you have to carry on using it. It's normal because the job has been done halfway. You've only pushed, relieved the pressure, but the problem is still there, it's still present. The DHT are still there. So once you've taken that minoxidil, they're back and sit down on the androgen receptors again and carry on blocking them. So you basically need to block the DHT. You need to create a barrier here so that although the DHT are circulating, when they come here, they can't penetrate. You're creating a barrier. The way you create that barrier is to use DHT blockers. Before I get into the DHT blockers, let me tell you, minoxidil, it's a medication. It started as a blood pressure medication, then they noticed people started growing hair and growing hair all over the body, so they made it into liquid form to use for hair loss. But nevertheless, it's a medication, it's chemical. Now, for the minoxidil to penetrate all the way down to the derma papilla, the most common minoxidil that you buy online from your chemist is made out of a base of propylene glycol and alcohol, because minoxidil doesn't dissolve in water, so they make it in that base. Propylene glycol will kind of eat your acid mantle barrier to penetrate and create other problem later on. Alcohol will dry the scalp and cause irritation. So that's why you get people, when they use it in the long term, the scalp becomes very tender to the touch. They have to stop it for a while and maybe come back to it. So do your research. As I said, it's a medication. There are other forms of minoxidil. They are much more expensive, but they are much more gentle. Let's go back to the DHT blockers. How to block DHT? By stopping it to attach to the androgen receptors, by reducing its production in the body, by controlling the production of the 5-alpha reductase, by reducing things that can produce even more alpha reductase enzyme like cholesterol. Also, you can do that by using DHT blockers. There are some plant-derived which I promote more, and there are tablets which are chemicals which I don't really like. Things like propecia, finasteride, which have in the long term very severe side effects, which can be another video if you want to in the comment box. I'm not going to get into details about DHT blockers. I'm just going to name the most powerful one and common one. They're all plant derived. So you have palmetto, you have pygneum bark, you have stinging nettles, pumpkin seeds, green tea, emu oil, soy isoflavone, I don't know if you say that like that, beta sitosterol, L-lysine, linseed, flaxseed, evening primrose, gamma linolenic. Some of the name are a bit a mouthful. So that's what you use. You can get them as tablets, herbal tablets, and there's different strengths. Do your research. So in short, if you don't want your hair to start falling out again after stopping minoxidil, you have to make sure that you block the DHT by using DHT blockers, and all that in an alkaline environment, it will work perfectly. If you want me to do more video about hair loss, different type of hair loss, the causes and different treatment available in the market, please let me know. just write it in the comment box. If you have a question about this video or you want to know furthermore, just ask your question. I'll try my best to reply in a timely manner. And if you have other suggestions of video you'd like me to do, don't hesitate. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe on my channel for other video, and also to like the video, share, and comment. Let it be interactive. Thank you. Bye bye.